Hey, Serene and Simple Life peeps. I am standing here on a beautiful piece of dirt. I think I have found my little slice of heaven. It's surreal. I mean, I know God does these things, but I've been back here twice in 2 days just to pray, get a feel for everything, what I'm looking at. I met the neighbor. Hopefully you watched a recent video I did on looking for land. How many miles I went. I mean, I was all over the place, literally all over the place. And yeah, I might reveal exactly where I'm at. Not exactly, but the state eventually. I'm just not sure. But yeah, I've actually put an offer on this place. I found this a couple weeks ago, and then you get into the due diligence, or I forget what else it's called, where you check to see the zoning, and which I did before I made an offer. Check about the septic. The septic's good here. All the utilities are here. And let me see. Yeah, I should go this way because of the glare. It's about 9 a.m. And actually today is the last day for the due diligence. And yesterday I was having really a lot of angst, not knowing if I was doing the right thing. Was here and there was a barking dog for like an hour nonstop. And I was like, wow, I never heard that before. And yeah, just goes all the way around. It's a half an acre, maybe even a little more. And yeah, just wasn't sure. I was like, wow, is that God telling me that I shouldn't move here? Because a nonstop barking dog was definitely something that was going to be a deal breaker for me. And then I talked to the neighbor, came back around, and there was no barking dog. And so I just feel like the devil was on my tail yesterday. And so I wanted to come back this morning, and lo and behold, it is very quiet, very peaceful. Sometimes I wonder if it's too quiet, but I think I'll take quiet over noisy neighbors. There's a lot to be said to have neighbors in the distance, which I do, but not have the, neighbors on top of you. And you can't put a tiny home really in a city. Not that I would want to live in a city. I lived in Valley Village, California, once upon a time. And that was noise all the time. The fire trucks, the ambulances. I like that kind of noise, but I think that's probably another area that I don't want to go nonstop. I did a little staking here yesterday. So I'm gonna flip the camera around now and actually show you the property. I'm calling this my little slice of heaven. It's actually in the shape of a pie, so let's take a look. Pretty sure you can see the pie shape. This is gonna be the corner of the driveway, and then it goes out in the shape of a pie. An irregular piece of property. So driveway, and then we'll walk the perimeter and I'll show you. There was a mobile home on this property, and I will, if I haven't already, let you know what I'm going to be doing as far as a build on this property, whether it be a stick build or, I'm not sure, mobile home. But we're walking on the outskirts now. Hey, and I'm feeling pretty mellow right now. You know, it's an emotional time, and so grateful for my neighbor to be able to talk to. And I haven't really shared this with, you know, too many people. I talked to my son about it. He actually mentioned about barking dogs, and I forget what the conversation was or why we went there, but he has a dog. And there is all kinds of strange trash on the ground. I think I'm going to come here, I don't know, a little bit of therapy, a little bit of cleanup. Look, here's a doorknob. Anybody need a doorknob? A little sad. There's a gentleman here, passed away, and not sure if he was in the hospital or just passed away at home, which is the way I hope to go. But he had lost his wife years before and was a hoarder, and things just went downhill for him. So very sad. But actually, when I made the offer, they just came back one time with a small counter, and I accepted it. And so it was very, very simple. God kept this really simple. I mean, when I first looked at this property, I wasn't sure. I just kind of stood here and I was like, I wish there was a neighbor to talk to. And lo and behold, my neighbor came out, and like we clicked immediately. And the first thing she asked me was if I go to a church. We go around the corner here. I think this is going to be a beautiful, either here or over here, place to eventually put hookups for y'all to come and visit. You know, if you have an RV and you need hookups. I mean, I can't afford that right now, but I'm even thinking, wow, I could do a little rental here, you know. I don't know. What do you think would be fair for a week's stay? I mean, some of you, I won't be charging you for a week. You have been so good to me. But then people I don't know, you know, people I've never met before, you know, maybe come for a week, pay for a week, and then maybe give you a week free. I don't know. But anyways, I think this area would be great for family to come. Not that my kids have RVs right now. My granddaughter reminded me of that, and I'm like, well, you have a little camper. Or this space back in here. Lots of like nooks and crannies, which I really love. I was back over here yesterday. I think I'll show you that in an upcoming video as I do a cleanup, you know, what I find. There was a tennis shoe here. Of course, there's glass and bags and broken plastic. The neighbor said they came in, you know, with huge dumpster and some kind of wrecking machine. I don't know how you collapse a mobile home. It's quite interesting because there's some metal on the ground here. Back here is a nice looking property. This is kind of funky. This got me wondering at first. There's actually a telephone hanging from, you know, a box here on this pole. I talked to Kimberly. She's going to come and paint this. Like we could do leaves and sky, and then we could put Jesus up at the top there. How cool is that? So that'll definitely be a video if we do that. But yeah, let me go around here and show you my stakes. I'm going to, if I'm thinking about building a 20 by 20, and that was even before any videos came out. You people watch another, you know, somebody who's quite popular in Tennessee, and he talked about a 20 by 20, but I was like, wow, I was already on the path to do that before he even mentioned it. So I thought that was kind of a cool endorsement. But anyways, here's one stake. And then where the yellow, we'll just walk up here. There's a little yellow cap that I put here, or lid, I should say. And then an 8-foot porch. I'm not sure if I'll make the length of the porch the house. I was thinking at first it would be like a scooter porch, like a little kid going up and down with a scooter. And I'm thinking, well, dang, I might have a scooter someday. A different kind of scooter. And it's less expensive to just bring the roof line out than to build a separate porch. Learning lots and lots about construction. I'll share more about that with you later. So I marked the porch, and then if we go, I'm making the square now from the yellow lid over there to here's this little green. So if I go with the 20 by 20, which I haven't made that decision yet. We haven't closed yet. Closing is coming. Here's the lid to mark 20 feet. I just used my feet. And then where we first started, put a couple of my painted rocks down first, but then I thought, oh, this is better. This shows up better. So from a distance, I don't even know if you can see this at this point, where the lid is. Yeah, I think it's pretty good how you can see it. So then we've got what I think is kind of wasted space back here. But, you know, eventually if I get the money, I could do something back here too. I mean, this could definitely be another place for another RV. We could have 3 of us here. That would be fun. And this little space back here, not sure. But my little 20 by 20, I would say, would be between these 2 big trees. Love the shade here. Of course, I'm not getting the shade right now on the porch. It's in the back. Thinking maybe a deck at some point. But I was here yesterday afternoon around 2 o'clock and there was definitely shade right there. So that'll be good. Afternoon shade. Morning, the sun is not so hot. Oh, here's a switch plate. It's just so sad and crazy. And there's somebody that just pulled up, so we'll be back at this in a minute. This is where we were at, the outskirts, talking about unusable space right now. It's bumpy, lots of roots, you know, sticking out. You can see lots of this going on. So this will be a future project for sure. Maybe I'll have a work party here. Any of you landscapers or people who like to plant flowers? Would that be fun? Oh my gosh, stay tuned. I'll put you up for a week or 2 and you can get a feel for the area. How about that? So yep, future video, the state that I'm in, and also I believe the gentleman that just came by was a validation sent by God. And I am so stoked. So I am going to move the car. I went with him to look at another property. See the big humps here. I have no idea. How does that happen? But anyways, yeah, there's a little pavilion next door too. I'll show you that later. All right, so that's gonna about do it. Okay, I think I'm about babbled out, believe it or not, talking to you about the land. I am feeling really, really excited. So in a future video, I will talk to you about God's validation. And I knew it, but did I want to trust him, you know? Do we want to trust when God is showing you something? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little preview of coming attractions with either bringing a mobile home on here, a stick built, why I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah, lots to share with you here in the future. So please subscribe and click the bell and give this one a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm and it helps to share this channel far and wide, not just with you special peeps that are here today. All right, blessings in your day and joy in your journey, whatever that may be.